Picture it. You found the one. Your dream home. You've got the down payment saved. The paperwork's in motion, but at the closing table, the deal falls apart because no one told you the real cost of buying it. So let's make sure that this never happens to you. So, how much money do you really need to buy a house? More than you think. And today I'm going to show you exactly what that number really looks like. Coming up in this video, I'm going to walk you through the hidden costs of buying a home that most people never see coming until they're already committed, exactly how much money you should really be budgeting beyond just your down payment, and smart ways to reduce or avoid some of those extra costs without sacrificing your dream home. So, if you're serious about buying smart and staying in control of your money, this is the stuff you need to know before you write that first offer. Not long ago, I sat down with a couple of high earners. They were making $1 million a year between them. They were looking at a $5 million home and they felt pretty prepared. Down payment? Done. Pre-approval? Locked in. But then we walked through the actual closing costs, and that's when the map changed. They hadn't factored in the transfer taxes, the attorney fees, and the title insurance, and that one new curveball, the buyer broker commission. They froze. It was the first time they realized that the down payment is just the beginning. That moment can surprise those buyers at that level. It can surprise anyone. So let's break down every major cost you'll need to prepare for so you never get blindsided. Here's a short list. You need the down payment, closing costs, which can run between 2 to 5% of the purchase price. You need the attorney fees, title insurance, transfer taxes, and then you have the inspection and appraisal, the moving expenses, and separately the repairs, painting, and furniture to make the place livable. Think of the down payment like a single slice of cake. Tastes good, it looks big, but the full cost, that's the whole layered cake that's hidden behind the display. Or picture a receipt. It starts small, it keeps stacking, line by line until you're seeing a total you didn't see coming. A lot of buyers assume that if they've saved their down payment, they're ready. But the cash to close is the total amount due on the closing day. It includes way more than just your down payment. Even after you put in your earnest money deposit, you'll still need to bring a lot more cash to the table. That deposit just gets credited towards the final amount. It doesn't even cover the rest. So, how much should you plan for it? On top of your down payment, most buyers should expect to spend an additional 4 to 8% of the purchase price in closing costs. And here's how that typically breaks down. You need about 1 to 2% for transfer taxes, which vary by location, around 1% for miscellaneous fees, things like the attorney fees, the appraisal, the inspection, and the homeowner's insurance, about half to 1% for title insurance, 1 to 2% for prepaid property taxes and mortgage interest. And finally, there's a possibility of another 2 to 3% for the buyer broker commission if the seller isn't covering it with a concession. That commission piece is a big one, and it's something many buyers haven't had time to think about. But in today's market, it can be part of your out-of-pocket cost if it's not baked into the deal. So altogether, your true cash to close could be anywhere from 4 to 8% of your home's price, in addition to your down payment. Picture a jar labeled cash to close. You pour in your down payment, maybe even some earnest money, but the jar's still not full. The rest, that's where most buyers get blindsided. And if you don't have it ready, you could lose a house and your earnest money deposit along with it. So what can you do? Here's a smart move. Ask your agent about CEMA. That stands for Consolidation, Extension, and Modification Agreement. In short, it lets you take over the seller's existing loan instead of setting up a new one. It can slash your mortgage-related closing costs, but here's a catch. Most agents don't even bring it up. Pro tip, ask your agent about this. If they don't know what it is, it's time you need a new agent. Another way to cut those costs is through negotiation. Depending on the seller's motivation, or if you're dealing with a developer, there are ways to have them cover more of the costs. Sometimes it's all about timing. Sometimes it's all about how you write the offer. But it starts by asking for the right things. I've had plenty of clients walk into a deal thinking they'd eat 100% of the fees, and then they walk out with half of them covered. Final strategy? Roll some of those closing costs into your mortgage. This only works if you qualify for a larger loan. But if you do, it can reduce the upfront cash you need without putting your plans on hold. Just know it'll raise your monthly payments a bit. But for the right buyer, that's a smart trade. So yes, buying your dream home takes more than just a down payment. But now you know how to avoid the landmines most buyers don't even see coming. But knowing the cost is only half the battle. The real challenge? Making sure you actually have the money ready when the time comes. And that's why the next video you need to watch in this video right here. I walk you through how to budget smarter and the exact steps you can take today to make sure that the cash is there when you need it most. It's called Save Thousands on Closing Costs. And trust me, this could be the thing that turns your dream purchase into a reality without draining your savings account. So go watch it now and I'll see you there.